Hi there, boys and girls. Mickey D here. You are now watching CMS TV. Stay tuned, and you're going to see more of me, maybe, or hear more of me.
It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com. That is Badlands with The Last Time. And kicking off the show, Alice Cooper with Brutal Planet. And a guy who's been suffering on this brutal planet, my good friend and partner, Chris Aiken. What's going on there, Chris?
What is up, man? How we doing?
Well, I'm doing I like your little tagline there, the wounded warrior.
I'm fucking hurt, man.
I know. You're toughing it out and trying to give the fans a show.
I really am, dude. Just getting into this room, I got in here like 5 minutes early because I don't want to put any extra minutes even on this stupid arm.
Right.
Then I had to adjust the chair just right, and I have to figure out how to work the mouse with my left hand and getting the microphone right so that I don't have to touch it for the next hour, so that I can sit still.
Sure.
So that I can fucking suck it up. This is a hell of a thing I'm going through here.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, you've been through worse, but it's never any fun when you're in pain.
No,
I mean,
it's not.
I know that you let me know that when you're laying down, you do get relief. It's just when you're sitting up, you just can't function.
Yeah, it's the damnedest thing. It's like right now I have it's this arm, and right now I have this arm like laying on the armrest, and it hurts, but it doesn't hurt so bad when there's no kind of gravity affecting my arm. But if I even reach up to grab my phone or something, forget it. It's like it reminds me really fast that this fucking arm is fucked.
Yeah.
Just not good.
Yeah. Well, we're going to give you guys the best show we can give you. Chris is going to hang in there for the first hour.
Yep.
We got a guest host for the second hour. Chris will return in the third hour, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna definitely do my part I'm gonna do 2 segments tonight, but they can't be in a row because I gotta take an hour in between to ice the arm in between.
Right. So we've had people offering to step up to the plate here and help out. So we're gonna break the show up in a little bit tonight, and we got a special guest host tonight returning to the mic after a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So you're familiar with him. You'll know who he is when he comes on. And fortunately, even though Chris is got a broken wing over there, he's gonna orchestrate running the video portion of the show for us with our guests. So
yeah, I can do the video production with my laptop on the bed, so I'll be able to do that.
Sure, absolutely. So anyway, we're gonna forge on through and give you a show. We had a good time last week. I played music all the way up to midnight Central Time.
Cool.
Last Saturday, and boy, I got a lot of requests that took me all the way through those hours. And everybody did a really good job picking songs, and I think I got everybody's song played. I'm pretty sure I did, and everybody participated and had a good time. I had a good time. I was able to, play DJ guy and, spin some tunes and kind of relax and enjoy a cocktail while I was doing that. And, it was a good time, and I appreciate everybody who stepped up and helped out with their request and,
sure,
and got your request in and all that. But tonight we're going to slowly get back into doing what we do here as Chris is in the recovery mode. So
yeah, I'm getting there slowly. It's like, even now, I mean, my arm hurts, but it definitely doesn't hurt like it did last week. Last week, the hour that I did, I was hurting so bad from minute 1. I was doing all this, all through the freaking show, moving all over the place, trying to find that spot. And
sure.
I've been doing, I mean, I'm slowly getting back to it. I did do almost all of Chris Aiken Presents on Monday. Almost. I did like an hour and a half. And then I did a Toomey episode on Tuesday, I think we record, or Wednesday, whatever day that was. And that was okay. So I think tonight we'll do 2 hours of this, and then hopefully by next week we're like 2, maybe 3 hours, maybe even 4. I don't know. We're, and I don't think we haven't talked about it. No, because the doctor was this week. I mean, I could tell you what they said, and it's I did have my doctor's appointment this week. They took a look. They did all the freaking tests, all the, put your arm this way, bend your arm that way, all the stupid shit. And it came out that I have a damaged radial nerve, which is a nerve that runs from your neck to your middle finger. It runs all the way down your arm. And, somebody pointed out to me, I don't know that this is true or not, but somebody said to me that it's the same injury that put Dave Mustaine out from playing guitar for 5 years or whatever it was that he stopped playing guitar. Remember when he accidentally slept on his arm or whatever?
Yeah, that was the story, that he slept on his arm and basically killed the nerve.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to make fun of him anymore.
Right.
Because I'm going through pretty much the same thing. I literally stretched in the morning from waking up and did the exact same thing. So it's a painful son of a bitch, but they, I won't lie. I was hoping that they were going to say, okay, let's get a cortisone shot in you and you'll feel better. And they said no such thing. They said, nah, cortisone shot will just make you damage it worse because it'll make you not realize how bad it's actually hurt.
Right.
So the only solution they gave me is Tylenol and keep icing it and keep resting it, and it'll slowly but surely get better. So
well, that's good.
So I'm toughing it out as best I can and trying. And really, during the week, I ain't doing nothing, just watching fucking TV.
Well, speaking of watching fucking TV,
yeah,
you turned me on to a eight-part series called The Consultant.
Yes, that's right.
And I watched all eight parts. They were only like 30 minutes apiece.
Yeah, like a half hour each, right?
Yeah, so it was a 4-hour watch if you binge watch the whole thing. I watched it over a series of a couple of nights, but
okay.
Yeah, what a weird. I mean, it was good. It was good. It was just weird. It was a weird concept, and maybe maybe you can enlighten me. Maybe I missed something here, but I couldn't. If you haven't seen it and you don't want any spoiler alerts,
see you later, because we're going to spoil it.
Yeah, because I'm going to talk about it. This consultant guy.
Yeah. Well, let's set up. Are you going to set up the whole thing?
Oh, well, let's just. I will. Okay, what it is that it's a company, a gaming company in Los Angeles,
right? And
they develop video games that you can play on your phone, like Candy Crush or
any of that bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. So the guy who founded the company, he developed his first game. He's from Korea. Was it Vietnam or Korea?
Korea, I think. Yeah.
Korea. So he developed his first video game at the age of 13. And so he became a genius in the video development world.
Right.
And established his own company and hired a bunch of coders and programmers and whatnot, and they churn out video games, and I guess he was pretty successful. Well, at this point, this guy is only 20 years old?
20 years old, yeah.
Yeah, so just out of the blue, this quote unquote, this consultant guy just shows up, an older gentleman, very distinguished, suit and tie guy, shows up to the office and basically tells him that he is a consultant because apparently the video game company was in financial straits.
Right.
And he basically sold his services as he was going to save the company while making the founder of the company immortal.
Right.
But in order to be immortal, the founder had to die.
Yes.
And basically he signed a contract with this guy saying, well, your life is pretty much over at this point. If you don't have my services, you're going to be ruined. Your life is going to be over. You're going to be a disgrace in the industry.
Right.
People are going to look at you as an abject failure, and your legacy will not live on. But if you let me take over after you're dead, I'll save the company. I'll save your legacy. And the unfortunate thing is I'm also going to plan your demise.
Right. Mm-hmm. Quickly, too. Quickly.
And quickly. And he did. And within a matter of weeks, a tour of young children were touring the facility.
Right.
And some young kid, how old would you say those kids were? Like 10?
10, maybe. Yeah.
Some young kid pulled out a gun and killed this guy sitting behind his desk.
Mm-hmm.
That was the end of him. That was the demise.
Yeah.
Well, then this consultant guy returns and he just takes over the company and he starts, determining how the company would be run and who gets to stay and who has to go. And he's going to, implement all kinds of rules. And they had the typical, what do you want to call, the IT company like Google and Facebook. They had these fancy lunches and game rooms and all kinds of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
The coffee machines and stuff. Well, this guy got rid of all of that.
Mm-hmm. Turned it into a business.
He actually turned it into a business, and we're making these people work.
Right.
Well, it was very odd because he had a way of manipulating everybody and turning people against each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a weird thing. But the thing is this wasn't the first time he did this. And there was a couple of the people in the know that determined that there's something odd about this and started investigating this guy.
Right.
And found out that he had done some weird stuff like this before.
Right. Well, they investigated him because he just came in. Nobody knew anything about him. Nobody had ever heard of him. There was no paperwork on him.
Right.
He just came in. He flashed a contract and said, okay, I'm in charge now.
Yeah. Yeah. So, he just took over the company and just made some weird demands and was acting very strange. And it seemed like the guy never went home. It was like he was there 24 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
And he just seemed inhuman. He seemed like a robot.
Right.
Well, here's the weird thing. One of the main characters, and it's too long to get into it, but one of the main characters was tipped off that there was something very odd about him as far as prosthetics were concerned.
Sure. Uh-huh.
And he went to this place in Long Beach, California, where he was told that there was a guy who would have all the answers and knew what was going on with this guy.
Right.
And he was a jeweler or a goldsmith. And this goldsmith basically told him what was going on. And this is the part I don't get.
Okay.
This guy, apparently under his skin, his whole skeletal structure was 100% gold.
Yeah.
Do you know what the significance of that is?
I don't. The only thing I got out of that was that the gold would be so much heavier, which was why they were doing that play on that he couldn't walk up the steps by himself.
No, I get the reason.
And the glass breaking, which turned into the game, like almost like that was an element of he was turning his real life into the game.
Yeah.
So that the glass would break and nobody could solve the game. Yeah, it was weird. I'm stretching too because I don't know for sure why it was gold and not lead or silver, and I didn't understand that part either. But.
Yeah, so this guy, this consultant, his skeletal structure had been replaced piece by piece with gold pieces.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so basically under his skin, he was like the Terminator, but only made out of gold instead of titanium.
Right. It was weird.
Yeah, it was a weird damn thing. So I didn't get that. Why gold? I don't know. That part just wasn't explained well. As why was this made out of gold?
Yeah, they didn't really do the only thought I have, and this is a guess, was that because he was a jeweler, he had a lot of access to gold.
No, but why did they choose gold to make his structure out of?
Well, I think they chose the guy. I don't think they chose, and again, guessing here. I don't know. They did not explain this well. You're not wrong. I'm thinking that they chose the guy that was capable of creating this skeleton. Like, remember when they showed the first time somebody came in and they gave him a really intricate piece?
Yeah, it was just a very, very teeny, intricate piece that had very, very close tolerances. It had to be made, it had to be crafted and milled to the exact, gnat's ass hair,
exactly
down to the very, very minimal tolerances.
Exactly. So my thought was they chose the guy.
Well, because
the guy could work in gold.
Set, but the question is what is the significance that this skeletal structure is made of gold?
Well, and again, my hunch is that that's what he knew how to work.
Yeah,
that's a guess. I don't know.
What I'm saying is that the prosthetic company who engaged him to make this piece had already determined that they wanted it made out of gold.
Yeah, and that I don't know. I don't know. It didn't fully explain. I'm with you. It did not. Some of this thing is a little murky. I'm not going to try and tell you this was a perfect script by any means, but it was
a good show, and there was no and I'll give you credit that there was no woke bullshit in this at all.
None.
No.
It was a good script, and for people that try, I know even listening to us talk about it, it's like, what kind of fucking weirdo shit was this?
You got to watch it. It's on Amazon Prime. It's on Amazon Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, it's called The Consultant, and it's only eight episodes.
Yeah,
and it'll take you 4 hours to watch the whole thing, but it's a pretty weird thing.
It reminds me of like Black Mirror or like Twilight Zone, sort of like a long Twilight Zone, where shit doesn't exactly make sense and you're trying to figure out how it all comes together, but it doesn't all completely come together. It's like a broken puzzle.
Yeah, and then the other thing that I didn't quite get is why the secret files or dossiers on everybody.
I don't know, unless he was thinking he was going to raise somebody else up, and he was keeping the files to convert them the way he converted the original Korean guy.
I don't know.
To take them over when they got successful. Like I thought about that too, and I thought the guy, the programmer guy that developed the elephant crashing through the glass guy.
Yeah,
I thought they were going to groom him to take over the business from the consultant.
Right.
And they may in season 2, who knows? But
is there going to be a season?
I think there's going to be a season 2.
Okay.
And I think they might groom that guy to take over the gaming company as long as he agrees to the same thing with the consultant and he sucks his dick like the first guy did.
Yeah, but he's got his big toe now.
Yeah, well, there's that too, and which could lead to the confusion there, or a subplot.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
It's a weird show. It's definitely a weird show, but it was no wokeness, and it was real. I don't know. Did you find it intense? I found it pretty intense. Like,
it was pretty intense. But the one thing that stood out for me is how hot was that guy's fiance, Patty.
Oh yeah. So what was her name too? Because I looked her up.
Patty.
Yeah, I looked her up. She's a real fucking stunner.
She's she's petite. She's got a nice rack. She's got great lips. She's really pretty. I mean, she's just, whoa. Wow.
Yeah, she definitely was a smoking chick.
Yeah.
Yeah, her name is Amy Carrero in real life.
Wow.
Yeah, she's definitely all that. I did look her up.
She ended up being the pain in the ass girlfriend, but the with all the get is there something wrong? I don't know, Peter, is there?
I know. When that all started, I really wanted to fucking throw a rock at her or something.
Girls can be so hot as long as they keep their mouth shut.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm trying to find a good picture of her.
yeah, but she was a little hottie in that, so that was a good that was a good distraction in that show.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude, she was hot. There's no question. She's a hottie, man.
Never heard of her before, never
Me
saw
either.
her before, but man, she's a little beauty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I never heard of her either, but she definitely she has the goods. No question about that. She is Chris Aiken approved.
Yes,
No question about that.
Absolutely. So
yeah, when they had the sex scenes, all I was like was show more of her naked.
Yeah, no kidding. but for such a small girl, she had a great rack.
Yeah, well, I'm pulling that up right now. Where's it at? Here we go. Yeah, she is definitely a little hottie. There she is.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she looks way better in the show, though.
Yeah, she looks way better than this. In this, she looks kind of like a meadow soprano type. But
right, exactly.
But yeah, she looks way better in the show.
Mm-hmm.
But that's her. Yeah, good looking young lady.
Yeah. So, but yeah, if you wanna watch an 8-part series that won't take too long and is kind of compelling and interesting, and it's like, what the fuck is going on here?
Right.
And then the whole thing where everybody doesn't wear shoes.
Yeah. Made not a lot of sense, but okay.
And then that balding guy with the glasses who was too big of a pussy, and he gave up his office because he thought the mob was going to get him for having an office.
Yeah, and he lost his job in the first place because he smelled funny.
Yeah, he had a stink.
And that was funny. The guy comes in and goes, "What is that smell?" And nobody knew what the smell was.
He goes, there it is again. He goes, it smells like rotting fruit.
Yeah, the consultant himself, that guy, Christoph Waltz, I think is his real name.
Yeah.
What a weirdo. And what was his name? It was Regis Patoff.
Yeah, it was the regional U.S. Patent Office.
Yeah, it was the initials that you see on the side of a box, and he just adopted it as Regis Patoff.
Yeah.
And they kept saying with the hard T, Patoff.
Yeah, Patoff.
Patoff.
and the other thing that I didn't quite get was the whole prosthetics thing. Getting people to get prosthetics. That woman he claimed that had a drug problem that he was, from the party.
Mm-hmm.
And she was all fucked up. She had her jaw removed or replaced, and an arm replaced, and a leg replaced, and
yeah.
That whole thing with the whole prosthetics and that didn't make a lot of sense either.
I mean, there's a lot of weirdness in this thing. Dude, why did he kidnap her and then drop her off and then watch her run away at the gas station with her prosthetic leg? Like Oscar, what's his name? The Petrovich, or whatever his name was.
Yeah, Pistorius.
Pistorius, the guy that fucking shot his girlfriend.
Oh, I thought it was an intruder. My girlfriend through the other side of the bathroom door. Yeah.
She was intruding on his ability to fuck other women.
Right, exactly.
Well, he shot her 53 times or whatever.
So, yeah, it's a bizarre thing, but if you got Amazon Prime, it's a good series.
Yeah.
Just odd if you like gaming, if you're into that and you like that angle. It's gamer development and strange shit like that, and then and that the other thing is that the consultant's predilection to knowing that this game invokes violence in people.
Yeah, well, I like that part. I like that he knew it was just going to make people fucking kill each other.
Right. And then how about the stealing of the elephant, and then the elephant dies?
Yeah. Which was like, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm telling you, dude, even listening to us talk about this, I'm listening to it. And if I hadn't already seen this, I'd be like, what are they fucking talking about?
But now it compels you to got to go see it now.
It's a good show. I don't know. It's weird, but the thing, and again, the thing I like the best about it is, as weird as it is and as Twilight Zone-y as it is, not the slightest hint of wokeness.
Yeah.
None. in something that came out in 2023.
Yeah. So
That is perfect.
yeah, there was no weird, invoking some message and pushing an agenda, and
there was no wedging in a gay couple to be, whatever, or no wedging in a transgender guy to work at the plate. Nothing. It was no wokeness. It was just a weirdo movie.
Yeah.
Or show, rather.
Yeah, weird series. So
yeah.
I mean, if they come out with a second season, I'm in.
I'm in too.
Yep. So speaking of shows that we like that have seasons and all.
Yeah.
How weird is it that they had to break up Yellowstone and they're not going to have the second part of this is the fifth or sixth season till the summertime?
Yeah, it's stupid. It's not weird. It's dumb. It's lame ass way to keep people to stay subscribed to Paramount or whatever. There's whatever you have to be on to watch the damn thing.
Right.
That's what it's about. It's about getting that extra $10 a month for the 5 months in between. It sucks. It's another one of these things that the TV shows are all doing it now. They do like 5 or 6 episodes and then they take a 5-month break and then they say, well, here's part 2 of season 5 or whatever. It's like, ugh, I hate it.
Yeah.
And the worst part with Yellowstone is they ran 1923 at the same time. What they should have done is run the 6 episodes of Yellowstone, then run the 1923 episodes, and then come back to Yellowstone.
Right.
If they're going to do that, but they didn't. So.
Well, I had heard, and I don't know if you heard, and not that but did you hear anything that Kevin Costner is going to leave the show?
I saw that he denied that. I did see that it was mentioned, but if he leaves that show, forget it. Goodbye.
And he's the creator, right?
No.
He's not the creator?
No, the creator's a guy named Taylor Sheridan.
Okay.
Who you'll best remember as Assistant Chief Hale from Sons of Anarchy.
Okay. All right.
He created, and this guy, you want to talk about being on a roll. This guy created Yellowstone, which is a hit. 1883, which is the one spinoff that was a hit. 1923, which is another spinoff that's really good with Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren in it. And Tulsa King, with Stallone. This guy wrote all these things all at once, and he's making bank.
Yeah, well, good on him.
Yeah, no kidding. Plus, he's in Yellowstone. He's like the head rancher guy from the place where they sent the pussy guy to.
Oh, yeah.
Triple P or whatever. Yeah.
Jimmy.
And what's the name of that ranch? The Triple P or something?
I think so. Something like that.
Yeah, he's the head rancher at the Triple P.
Okay.
So, yeah, that guy's making bank.
It's a pussy party and paycheck.
Exactly.
The 3 Ps.
Exactly right.
Well, I don't, I don't get a lot of time to just watch series and stuff. I know you're with your being laid up, you're probably watching more than normal, but, when you suggest something and tell me it's good, I'll make an effort to watch.
Sure.